Welcome to your very first hack or very first pen test. So hopefully you have already set up a Kali Linux machine and also a Metasploitable 2 machine. Okay, so if you haven't, we do have other videos in this series that will help you set that up. Now I've got Metasploitable 2 running, and I also have Kali Linux running as well. So, first step is, let's log into Kali Linux, and hopefully you got your networking set up as well. That's really important. So what I've got here, just a really quick summary, is if I right-click Kali Linux, and I go to settings, then I'll be able to see that I've got a bridged network. Okay, so that means that that's going to use my network that I've got at home, the wireless network. It's like as if it's a new computer on my home network. And I need to make sure Metasploitable is also on the same networking adapter, I guess you can call it. And it certainly is. So now, the first job I need to find out is I need to log into Metasploitable, and I need to find out the IP address for that. Okay, so log in, msfadmin, enter, msfadmin, enter again. Now I do an IP address, or IPA is easy, and then I've got that IP address which it ends in 1.89, and I'll just show you what that is. Right there. So I now know the IP address. This is the IP address that we're going to be using to attack. That's our victim IP address. First, I'm going to jump out of that. I'm going to go into Kali. Now I don't need to find the IP address for Kali, but I'll do it anyway. And you can see that it is on the same network. So let's just do a quick ping. 192.168.1.89, I think. Yep, 89. And that's working now. So press Control C to jump out of that ping. Okay. The next step in our pen testing procedure, I'm just going to clear the screen, get a bit more, make it a bit nicer. There's just too much going on there. We can do an Nmap. So Nmap is a tool that scans the network. Initially, this is what we use for reconnaissance. We're getting an overall picture of our network. So Nmap SN 192.168.1.89. So we know the IP address, and we're going to scan it. And nothing came back because I probably 1.89. That should be okay. All right, so that's replying back to us. That's saying, okay, this is good, we're up and running, but we need more. We need to find out what ports are open, what applications are vulnerable, what's available, what can we attack. It's like you go to a house, and if you're trying to break into it, hopefully none of us that way inclined, but you look at well, that window's closed and it looks like it's a bit open, or the lock is really old. So, a burglar will walk around the house trying to find the weakest way to enter the building. And that's what we're doing here. We want to find out which port, which window, which door, or which way, what's the easiest access into this building. And now we're going to do that. So we'll do a sudo, we'll go to nmap, dash smalls s, big V, 192.168. So it's the same IP address of the Metasploitable virtual machine, the victim machine. And it takes a little longer because it's probing, it's trying to scan and find out which ports are open. So we'll let that do that in the background. And so I already know what I'm doing here, and I'm picking a particular hack because I know it's one of the easy ones. What I would usually do is I'd have a look through the whole port list and I'll do further investigation into it. So I'm making this really easy. It's not really real world because we don't really have it that easy. We don't actually know everything in advance, but we're just practicing. We're just getting used to all this. Now, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought, so I might pause on this and come back once that's finished. So hopefully not too long. Okay, that took like another 30 seconds or so. I'm not really sure why it took that long in the first place. It should usually quicker. In a real network, yeah, it would take a little bit of time. But so I'm seeing a whole list of ports that are open. So just like I want to make this a bit clear because I know a lot of students here, or a lot of people out there have never seen, or don't really know what port numbers are. This is what I think that jumping into a cybersecurity course for the first exposure to IT might not be a great idea. It should be you should learn networking, computers, and networking skills first. But if you're doing a cybersecurity class, that's fine. You're here. It will work with that. But yeah, definitely go out and do a network class or a CCNA or learn some content from it to learn about port numbers and networking. It will definitely help. But since you're here, I'll show you what we're doing. So I'm scanning these port numbers. Port numbers are a way to access programs. The port numbers, so for example, port number 80 means that that's a door to HTTP. So that's our web pages. Now, looking through that, I will pick the weakest, what I think is the weakest, one of the weakest ports that most likely, you know, my most likely way into that virtual machine. And I've chosen this one. So let's go ahead with it. If you want to know why or how, it's a bigger topic. Today, we're just going to get our first hack underway. We're going to get our first little taste of what pen testing, what hacking is. So, okay, great. So I know I'm going to copy that because I'm going to use that later. Put that in a notepad file. I'm just going to put that there. I'll come back to that later. So let's jump into so now I'm going to load an awesome tool called Metasploit. Notice the virtual machine that we're hacking is called Metasploitable, and the tool that we use on Kali Linux is called Metasploit. So it's msfconsole. We're going to load that, and then we're going to start using the exploits. So hopefully, this will work for us the first time. It's lots of fun. It's really interesting. But I really, I highly recommend doing a course like doing some sort of network class or CCNA, not all of the CCNA, just the IP port numbers, the OSI, IP, TCP/IP networking layers, to find out a little bit more about this because it will come in handy. However, we can still get this done. So now the way that Metasploit works is it works in modules. I want to search for a module, bring it over, and use it, and then deploy it. So I'm going to type in search. I've still got it in actually paste selection. So that's what I got. Oh, sorry, bad typing there. There we go. And I found an exploit. So this is a module. I'm going to now go and grab that module, pull it over, put it in my computer, and run it. That's how it works. So I can type use, and I'll type the number 1 because number 1 is right there. There we go. So now it's now the module. Now we're inside that module. What do we need to do? We need to set the remote host, the host that we are going to attack. So let's type in set RHOSTS, case sensitive, just be careful, 192.168.1.89. Okay. Enter. Nothing's happening yet. We've just done some configurations. Now we type exploit, and that will run it, and that will attack. That will find ways. How it does it, it's the programmers. The programmers of this have done that. They've created that. One day, maybe one day, when you become amazing programmers yourselves, you'll be able to create programs and scripts yourselves to be able to do this. But this is just a set of tools for us we can use. Now it says found shell, and the command shell has opened for us. So if I type shell, it will open up, hopefully, yep, it opens up a shell for us. I have just hacked into Metasploitable now. Okay, I can do a list. I can find out the file structure. I can do a whoami. It shows me that I'm in root. I'm a root user in Metasploit. So it found root access. That's incredible. That's an incredible hack. How the hack works, what's in behind, at the moment we're not there yet. Maybe one day. All right, let's see what username, who's logged in, and it shows you right there. Sorry, not username. It's the name of the operating system. It's the name of the actual server. So Linux Metasploitable, and there we go. We've just hacked into this into that. How easy was that? Crazy, right? That will be your first hack. So congratulations, you're a hacker now. Now, is it that easy in the real world? No, never ever that easy. But you know, it can be that easy. It can be. It just most of pen testing and hacking is more about persistence, trial and error, probing here, guessworking there. A lot of hard work goes into this to get to this stage. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and keep an eye out because I'm going to create a networking series, okay, where we'll go through subnetting, we'll go through the OSI and TCP/IP layers, we'll have a look at packets and frames, and port numbers. We'll find out what port numbers actually mean, the different type of network attacks that can happen, because these are really important foundation and fundamental concepts that you may have missed out while you enrolled or you're learning about cybersecurity. So it's a great idea to build your foundations again. Having said that, you can still learn a lot about cybersecurity without that foundation, but I'll take care of you. Just let me know if you really want to put some messages in the comments. Message me directly. The more comments I get, the more motivated I become to create such series. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode.